Hello guys, welcome back, and yes, it's finally here. The Hangout.Audio's collaboration with ZiiGaat, the Odyssey 2. It's figuring 1DD, 3BA, and retail for $249 USD. When I got the chance to hear some samples at the expo, it's been torturing me that holding this secret, how does it sound? I can't wait to share it with you guys. Now let's get straight into it. What's in the box? This is all the accessories we've got. Now let's get straight to the IM first. For the faceplate, we got a blue and white glitter mixing half and half. And from the back, the whole back shell, it's a lightweighted aluminum alloy shell. And that really fits to my ear and still feel comfortable after wearing for a long time. Yeah, that is my true experience. The cables. The cable is 4 braided in green and black. Then we got 2 interchangeable jacks, 4.4, 3.5. Then we got 3 types of ear tips. The transparent one, it feels really soft, a little sticky. And the black one is also transparent, the same texture but feels more firm, more steady. And then we got 1 set of memory foam ear tips. Moreover, we got 2 sets of nozzle filter mesh. Let's go. We got this wide, light brown carrying box. It's really firm. I like the texture, especially what's inside. It's fluffy and it's really cute and feels very comfortable. And that'll be all. Okay, let's dive into the sound analyze part of the Odyssey 2. Now you guys may have the graph first, but I'll share my personal experience first. Now let's starting from the bass part. The bass extension for the first impression is not quite good, but not deep, not that very deep kind of bass. And it's sitting slightly below the ear level, is like right here, not deep but enough. And the mid bass really adds the body and making the instruments and vocals sound thicker and more full. Now, while the sub bass doesn't dig super deep, but the impact is definitely there. The kick drums and the ultra low frequency gives a strong sense of power and punches that feels very satisfying. And the decay speed, it's kind of moderate, not too long, not too muddy, and it's well controlled, but still leaves just enough atmosphere to keep these things engaging. Now, looking at the graphs, and the overall tuning continues the balanced style of the original's Odyssey, but here we got about 8 dB bass shelf. It's not little, actually, for a balanced one. And this balance why I feel that strong impact, maybe. And from 200 Hz to 400 Hz, the bass decay is basically complete. And it remains very smoothly to the mid-range. Now, the mid-range, from my experience, I think the vocals are airy but solid. They don't flow around loosely, and the sense of breathing and the emotion in the vocals is handled very well, and the tonality is bright, natural, soft, and rounded, and full-bodied, which vocals sitting close to your ear. So it's very comfortable, bright, but not too bright, that kind of type. It's not that kind of tuning there where the vocals are pushed forward while instruments take a back seat. Instead, instruments at mid-range are vocals, and vocals are layered very naturally, blending together into a balanced way, and the cooperation between them feels seamless with just the right amount of reverb and space. They're not competing with each other. The layering is good, but blend very good. Transitions between bass, mids, and trebles are also very natural with no sense of break or disjoint. Now, looking at the graph again, the low mid-range shows some small fluctuations, and there is a slight dip as it transitions to the upper mid-range. And then we see a classic 3K pick, and after that the transitions into treble stays really smooth. And the treble roll-off, it's really slow, with plenty of ups and downs, providing extra detail. And now let's say at around 7K, there is a noticeable dip to help control the sibilance peak, and after round, the roll-off continues gradually with multiple peaks and dips all the way to 12,000 Hz without completely roll off like really quick. And this proves that treble extension is very strong. Now the treble part, again, to my ears, the treble is airy and refined and very extended, and string instruments feels like smooth and simple crashes have texture without being sharp or edgy, and clarity, meanwhile, it's excellent. And later, the layering is distinctive, and instruments like bells or triangles, this kind of punchy, little light sound, are through absolutely crystal clear. In terms of control, even in complex passages of the sound, the upper mids and the treble stays organized and separated. There's no like messiness or uncontrolled floating or reverb, and everything feels stable and precise, not that reverb fighting or something. And for the comparative review, I choose obviously the Odyssey, the original one. And before Odyssey 2, I believe I can tell that the Odyssey is one of my favorite products from ZiiGaat. And it's also 1DD 3BA and retail for $229 USD. It's not that really big price lag between the 2 and the 1. Okay, now let's look at the graph. And for my listening, the sub-bass extension isn't very deep, but it feels natural and appropriate, and the soundstage is also done well. The bass quality is slightly less than Odyssey 2, and the sub-bass impact is a bit weaker. And look at the graph. We can see that around 6 dB bass shelf, and the sub-bass is lower than the second generation and Odyssey 2, and the decay into the mids is faster and almost full down by 200 Hz. And the mid-range, the vocals have strong definition and texture and sitting very close to the ear. Sibilance is a bit more noticeable than the Odyssey 2, and the instruments also show clear texture and layering, and especially strings, which feels very greeny, and the decay is really quick, clean, and natural. The Odyssey 2 feels more like have more reverb, but in good control and more atmospheric. It's not that straightforward and quick. It's not like this, but the same style, more atmosphere. Okay, the treble. On the graph, the Odyssey 1 clearly shows off a stronger mid-treble compared to Odyssey 2, which explain more noticeable sibilance. And in the upper treble, Odyssey 1 starts rolled off quickly from 12K onward, and even though it doesn't complete roll off by 20K, and the slope it's much steeper and sharper than Odyssey 2. And to my ear, I think this makes Odyssey 1 sound clean, bright, and cold, but also a little dry and stiff at the very top end or outer treble part. And in contrast, the Odyssey 2 feels more refined, airy, lively, and smoother, with treble that's much easier to listen to for a long session. Okay, now final rating. First conclusion between the Odyssey 1 and Odyssey 2, the difference between them. I'd like to describe Odyssey 1 as a serious artist playing in a concert hall. It's serious, calm, and precise. And for the Odyssey 2, I like to describe it as a free spirit musician playing in a live house. It's like more free and immersive and with more warmth and atmosphere. Both ones are good, and it depends which one you like. For if you're like that one that is super digital, super like with ultimate resolution, you can go for the Odyssey 1. And if you want more atmosphere, more fun, you can choose Odyssey 2. And the conclusion for Odyssey 2 itself, more is like it's really easy to drive. It's really immersive and with a warmth and relaxing, and it fits and adapts almost all the genres. And to be honest, when I hearing it, switching genres from genres, I get more and more exciting because it fits my library very well. And to answer that question before I say it about the price, I'd like to say it deserves higher price than 249 USD. So that's all my take. And final rating. I like to rate it 10 out of 10 because it fits my personal preference. So what about yours? Talk about it in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Talk soon.